So in my opinion, these vampires in the film represent Baal or Beelzebub, these vampiric energies or entities that are seeking to siphon the energies of these individuals who have these spirits or souls that basically want to trap them within certain industries. Now, you can think of this vampiric energy or this blood-sucking energy as any entity represented in, like, maybe possibly the music industry. And I believe that that particular scene that Ryan Coogler so gracefully put together, showing how music transcends all boundaries and generations, is showing the power that we possess and how these entities or these different industries seek to siphon us. This could be any industry that is seeking to vampirically siphon the energy of people who are talented. So if we're talking about allowing these vampiric energies in to invite them into a door to start the actual holy war, okay, as I discussed previously in regards to Revelations 12:17, that the dragon or Satan was angry with the woman who gave birth to the man-child and went to make war with the remnant of her seed who keep the commandments of God, which is basically them clearing their light body and confessing their sins and have the testimony of a Christ. Okay, this particular Asian woman opens the door or starts the fight, and she says, man, listen, we are not going to be backed up into this corner. What if they take over the whole world? Like, we got to fight back. So she's like, yo, let them in. All right. And she's wearing a red scarf just like this. What is the representation of red and Asian in the real world? Okay. What does that represent? And we know what country is represented in red, okay? Who's going to be the one to start the fight with the bully? Who's going to pick the fight with the bully to start this particular holy war against the remnant? I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions here because I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. Okay, that's not what I'm here for. But I think you can get what I'm putting down here. Also, you see the character Annie, which is represented as a hoodoo woman. One of the things that I found so striking was that he had her come out in this garment that was reminiscent of Native American or American Indian culture. And she has on this fringe, okay? And she's a root woman who basically understands how to manipulate all of the elements. And in the end, at the end where there was this war, she was extremely key in helping them to fight these vampiric energies. That means that she had advanced knowledge of these esoteric and spiritual practices and how to manipulate the elements in order to fight against these vampiric entities. And notice how garlic is something that kills these vampires, okay? And wood and stakes. These are all elements that can kill parasites. If you know anything about parasites, they cannot thrive within garlic. The wooden stake to me was a representative of wood or wormwood, which is supposed to be this star that falls from heaven and makes the waters bitter. What are we talking about? Once the sun came up, they were set ablaze, just like a bed bug. Okay, bed bugs cannot be in the sun. They will die. It's the same thing with these energies. Once the sun energy bursts, and those that worship Baal and Beelzebub, and they have this particular entity or energy that they're embodying, will be destroyed by the sun's energy. So Annie's knowledge of indigenous culture and hoodoo actually was the thing that helped to win the wars. I believe that's telling you a lot with telling you a little. This indigenous woman and her knowledge was actually able to fight against these vampires from knowing that, hey, they need to be invited in. If she didn't know that, then they would have been stuck and they would have invited them in if there wasn't someone there with this knowledge and understanding that you have to actually open the door for these particular entities and they cannot come in unless they are invited. And also, silver being used against the vampires. Let's unpack that as well. The release of silver ions can also cause ROS in the parasite, leading to oxidative stress and damage to cellular components, which can cause the parasite cells to die and eliminate the parasite. So silver can kill parasites. These batbug, bedbug entities or parasites dwell in caves and they feed on blood, just like a vampire. They cannot be in the sun or they die. Okay, they are vampiric in nature, okay, and they use this particular energy of Baal or Beelzebub to siphon the energy of the chosen. Once you pledge allegiance to these vampiric spirits, okay, or Baal, you basically become a part of that army and you do the work for these lower energies or entities, okay, in keeping the masses in a low vibratory state. This is why the moon machine continues to work. With knowledge comes the understanding that the moon is actually a reincarnation machine that works on the energy or siphons the soul, which are represented as free radicals within melanin, to keep this moon machine going, to keep this realm going, okay? If we don't have the moon machine, then the sun explodes and then boom. So you need people to constantly reincarnate and you need to keep them within a certain type of knowledge of self and not understanding their true nature or their true power and controlling them by keeping them reincarnating into this moon machine. So what I'm telling you here is that the moon machine itself is a soul siphoning machine. It reincarnates you into another body, and when you die, if you don't understand that this this is a process that actually happens. You are just simply unaware, and you will be reincarnated, and your energy or your photon light body will be attracted to this machine, which actually keeps the machine going. Okay, so the essence of not having knowledge and information to understand how this thing works, everyone is simply dying or being put into these death states through various mechanisms. Okay, the food, the air, the water, the things that you consume on a regular basis, stress, disease, all is a part of the pyramid scheme of Earth that keeps us all in this loop of death. And when you die, if you don't understand that, okay, there's this moon machine that's going to siphon your soul, and you're thinking that this entity is going to rescue you, you're going to heaven, honey, you will come right back here without the knowledge. So if you are the one that's powering this machine, it is imperative for you not to understand the nature of death. It's imperative for these different entities like churches and the Vatican, for them to keep religion and keep all these things at the forefront of the minds of the people who are actually being siphoned into this machine, so they never fully awaken to themselves, so they know that they should not go into the light. Don't go into the light, Caroline. Okay, don't go into the light. Most of these religions are teaching you that you are waiting on someone to come back and rescue you, okay? And a lot of people die without the knowledge of understanding, and they continuously reincarnate through this machine, which keeps the machine going. And as long as the moon machine is here, okay, and the woman in Revelation 12 is not giving the testimony of, hey, this is what's actually going to happen, and you need not to reincarnate again. And if you do pass away, don't go into that light, because you are the energy that's keeping this machine going, and we're seeking to shut that machine down. So having this advanced knowledge is forbidden, okay? And this is what they do. This is how they keep you enslaved and in chains, okay, through these vampiric entities that keep you in the darkness about the truth of what the moon machine is, what life and death actually represents, and how you are basically in bondage of this moon machine entity. So the movie Sinners was actually a message of hope. Sammy, in the end, using the guitar or the mechanism of music to actually smash the head. He took the instrument of his passion, which is music, and his gift, and he hit this vampire across the head. And the silver, okay, which kills the parasites, it was like, uh-oh. And then the sun came up and boom. This was actually a message of hope for the chosen, okay? There's nothing demonic about the film. If you're scared, go to church, okay? But that's not what I do here. So just buckle up, baby, because you're going to learn something today. So Sammy, who plays the blues, representative of the blue kachina or the man-child, is basically talking about these particular industries coming to an end when the chosen awaken and they realize, hey, I have the power. He's the one who hit him in the head with the same instrument that this vampire was trying to seek to control, and using the silver to kill this parasite or this particular metal. All right, remember, he shall rule the nations with a rod of iron. Okay, we're talking about the rod and the staff. Okay, we're talking about the triangles, quantum superposition, death and life, which I will get into in another video, because I have to go even deeper than the last one that I went into, because I spent an entire morning breaking this down with God, and God was like, yeah, we're nowhere near done. You have a lot more to teach, so stay tuned for that. So all in all, I believe that this film is a cultural classic. And if you can take everything that I unpacked in this video and go back and rewatch it with a new lens, I believe that you will be inspired, and you will understand that the message was far deeper than anything just demonic, okay? It was actually showing a victory or a triumph. And you notice in the end of the story, when Michael B. Jordan's character Smoke actually passes away, how it's just this easy transition, because death in and of itself is just a door. And his wife, or his woman, Annie, was waiting for him on the other side with a baby, okay, which is representative of the man-child, the birth of the man-child, basically. This new world that they were stepping into, and she's clothed in white, which is representative of the white that the saints are going to wear after they have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb. So again, I hope you enjoyed this message. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and put a comment down in the comments and just let me know what you think of this content overall. Thank you for watching. Keep shining bright. Peace, love, and light.